Hello, everyone. Marcia Baker. So excited you're here. So now we're on to November, past the Read, Pray, Sketch. So hope that was fun. I love what you guys did. So while we're waiting for everybody to jump on, I'm just going to switch over, show you my screen. And here is our website, blessinks.com, where we just help you use your sketchnoting techniques to be visual in your worship, in your Bible study, in your sermon notes, and anything you do with the Lord. So we are here to provide you tons of resources. So we are beyond stickers here is what we do. We want to get beyond stickers because you have this amazing visual vocabulary inside yourself, and we are here to develop that. So if you are not a member of our the newsletter here, if you would just, let me just go to the blog there. Anyway, sign up for our newsletter. So email address, first name, last name, and hit submit. You will get an email from me, and there is a link to a members only page. And the second thing that you're going to see in the members only page is this Read, Pray, Sketch that we just got done with. And today, let me switch back over here to head. You will see this printable is the first thing, except yours is going to be in color. And if you would print that out, that could be helpful, not required. Hey, Josanne and Clay Jars. I have to know your real name. Renee. Anyway, so excited. So Renee was so helpful in getting this printable together. So thank you, Renee and Corinne and Ella. Thanks so much for being here. So here's my vision for today. And I think we might last an hour. So if you can't be on here the whole thing, Gwenda, thanks for being here. So I feel like you're not from the United States, but I could be wrong. So anyway, let me just, it's going to be a squirrel day. Hey, Anna, thanks for being here. So, all right, let me just tell you. So the plan that I think that we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the whole, what we're going to do. So here's my book so far. All right. And this is, we're going to put this book together. And then after I put this book together, I'm going to go through my pages to show you what I've done so far. So, but the beautiful thing about this is you can do anything you want. So it's all about making sure that we are just documenting our gratitude. So Jenny, Deb, okay. Clay Jars, you're now Deb. Okay, Jolynn, thanks for being here. Brenda, thanks for being here. I so appreciate it. You know, Vivian, Vivian. Oh my gosh, I loved what you did with your pages. Those are just awesome, awesome, awesome. So, thanks for posting and sharing those. Those were just beautiful pages. So, anyway, so a lot of you have. Oh, well, okay, Glenda, you're still from Ontario, Canada. That's all right, but I love that you're here. So if you haven't done your pages, I'm going to show you how to do a watercolor background. Hey, Luz. And I'm going to show you a jelly print. But then I just really, okay, I'm not a jelly print expert. I'm just going to show you what I do. So if you're going to go, oh, I learned to do it a different way, you do it the different way. That's fine. And then I'm going to do like a paint scrape. So the three simple backgrounds, and just to kind of show you how to do some things. And then we're going to bind our book. I'm going to show you some page ideas. So that's where I'm going to go. Hopefully that'll just be an hour. It might be a little bit more. And then on the 18th, my birthday, by the way. So send cards, candy. Okay, chocolate. I'm just kidding. So anyway, on the 18th at 10 o'clock, I'm going to show you how to do icons because I just don't think we're going to have enough time for that today. So here's my Thanksgiving icons. So we will draw those and definitely tune in for that because I have some other things. So anyway, it's my birthday, so we're just gonna have a little birthday party. So anyway, so stay tuned for that. And I've got some other things cooking, but I am not ready to announce those yet. So hopefully we'll do some other things. So, all right, so I want to get started. Let's see. So here's the printable. So if you don't have the printable, it's on the members only page. So Renee gave us just a great idea of what you need and how to prep the pages. So if you're not prepped yet, it's okay. You got the whole month. So my thought was, just document what the Lord's doing in your life throughout the month. And so there's not a lot of, I got to get this done. I got to do this every day. It's just like when you have a moment, like, I'm just going to take 5 minutes and just work on my book. It's fine. Like I took 5 minutes this morning and worked on my book, but I'll show you later. So, So here's the process, which I'm going to go through today. And then, so if you're like, oh gosh, I don't know what to put on my pages, here's some page ideas. And then, so one way, so let me just talk about, okay, so one way to do it would be to just put something every day, document every day. So if you do 4 pages, if you use 4 sheets, 4 full sheets, like either cardstock or watercolor paper, I'm going to be using watercolor paper. Um, Hey, Bev and Mary. Thanks for being here. And Jackie. Did I say that right? So, all right. Um, so this is a jelly print I did. Um, so if you do this, we're going to cut this in half and we're going to fold it. And if you use 4 sheets, um, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 16 pages. If you use 3 sheets, sorry, if you use 2 sheets of 16 pages, and 3 sheets will add um, 4 more to that. So that would be 20, 24. So if you use 4 sheets, it's 24 pages. So that's almost, and you probably don't want to do more than 6 sheets. So then it gets too bulky and it's just too hard to fold. And so it gets a little bulky. So maybe you don't want to do more than that. JC. Got it. Thank you. So anyway, so this book is just between you and the Lord and whatever speaks to you. So, so you could document the day, and I'm going to do an acrostic. And so I'm going to do thankful, something for T, something for H. And I decided to do a challenge and find something start with a T, something start with an H. But you don't have to do it that way. You just do T and just something you're thankful for. So oh my goodness, is it Dorothy from Denmark? Oh my gosh, thanks for being here. What, I can't even imagine what time it is. So, oh, it's later in the day for you, right? So it's like in the evening, right? I think that's how that works. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So anyway, so if you wanted to do the acrostic, easy for me to say, I have some letter stumps idea, and then I've also got some. I'm going to show you Jessica Hish's site called Daily Drop Caps, which is pretty amazing, and lots of inspiration there. And then there's my page of Thanksgiving icons. So anyway, so hopefully this packet will be helpful. And let's just get started. So the first thing I want to do, um, so I have this sheet that I need a bigger workspace. That's why I decided I definitely need a bigger workspace, which might require a new house because I don't know if I can get a bigger workspace. So what I did is I took watercolor paper and I just taped it down. So I used washi tape here. I just had an extra piece of washi tape. So that works well. The blue tape or frog tape works well. I don't like masking tape because it tends to rip the paper. So the other thing that you get with this though is then you've got this, let me get over here. You've got this, when you take up the paint, the tape, you're going to have a white border. So, and I can tell that I am at like an 1/8 inch there and a 1/4 inch there. So I wasn't clear on my tape. So one thing that you can do, here is my first jelly print journal. So I took washi tape and put it on the edges, and didn't do it on every page, but I took and put it on some paper edges where there was a lot of white, and that, you know, that works for the most part. And then some paper I didn't do anything. So and then this page I did. So that's a way to maybe cover up some of your edges, or you can cut them off. And who says that your book has to be perfectly, um, you know, the same size? It doesn't have to be. So, all right, so I'm going to start with watercolors. So I have this, I think I got this at the dollar store, and it's just water. So, because I just want to create a background. It's really all I'm looking to do is create just a lovely background. And I'm going to just use some fall colors, and obviously I need more water. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to get that nice and wet. And then I'm also going to spray, and then here's my watercolors, and these are the Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby. They're normally $40 for the 48, but if you use your 40% coupon or catch a week where they're on sale, then I actually got mine for 20. So I'm just going to use this big brush here, and I've got a little thing of water over here. So let's see. Let's just start with some orange, right? And I'm just gonna, and the darker you go, then you're probably gonna need, maybe it's just a background in you know, you can do anything you want. You could get tags or tear out a paper from, oh, let's go with, I'm just gonna just be very traditional here, I think. Okay, I'm not, I, I, I'm feeling very purple today. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna blop some color here and just and you have to be careful because the orange and the purple are probably not going to play together, and you really don't want muddy colors. You have to be careful. So, but I have a lot of water on this paper, which is why I have it taped down, because if you don't, it's going to be very buckly and it's not going to lay nice in your book. So, all right, so I am just putting, oh, there you go. So you can kind of see most everything. There we go. Maybe that's better, right? And I'm just going to let them run together and have fun, you know, just play around a little bit and just flopping some color here. And then I'm just going to take my page and let it run, right? I'm just going to let it run, and when it dries, it's going to be amazingly beautiful. And so with, I'm not going to put a lot of purple in it because I want to probably, when I put something on the paper, I want to do it with black. See, look at that running. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's put some more red in there. So I'm just having fun. Yeah. So, all right. I want to belabor the point, but I'm gonna start. And then, okay. I hope this does not make you sick. And it's going to be really hard to see if, like, and I'm just going to let it run. Oh, and kind of see that? So I've got it kind of perpendicular, and you kind of see the colors running. So I'm not going to do this whole sheet. And you can kind of create, just let it run down, you know, if you see it kind of getting stuck. So there. And you can go like that. Anyway, so so I'm anyway, just gonna work on this a little bit more because I just want to be so, we're already at 12 minutes, so I just want to be so respectful of your time. So see, but you can kind of see there we got some gray, some you know, mud. So we want to be careful so you don't want your colors to get muddy. So all right, but so that's just kind of the process. Is I'm just gonna maybe put some more purple in. Anyway, this is like one of my favorite. I love these colors together. This is there's actually a fish. I know this is random, but there's a fish called the coral beauty, and it is orange and yellow and purple, and it is just like one of the most beautiful fish in the world. And I used to have a saltwater tank. And then it sort of got to the point where that third kid, so it's either the saltwater tank or the third kid goes. I'm not really sure. So Sam won out. So that was good. He was happy. So, yeah. So see, I'm kind of just filling it all in. But I'm going to probably work to make sure that I don't have any white or very little white going on here. And I'm just, and it's going to need, and the other thing is you want to make sure that this dries really well, but you probably don't want to leave it for days, but you want to leave it for a couple hours to dry really well before you take the paper up. But you definitely want to take the paper up today, because the longer you wait, then the tape is going to tear your paper, and that's going to make you really sad. All right. So anyway, so there's, let's see. So there's that. So that's going to be amazing. That is going to be just amazing. Oh, I'm so excited what this page is. Who knows what this page is going to look like, but what I'm going to do with it. But anyway, so there we go. All right. Any questions on that? All right. So Sandra, welcome. Just wanted to see and make sure I don't have any. Yeah, we all need bigger workspaces. All right. So our Sandra. Oh, your grandson's birthday. He'll be 18. Oh, that's pretty exciting. Oh, that is the desire of my heart for a grand, but it's when my children, when it's right for them, right? We want to make sure that they're thriving and all of that. And that's just not the season for a grand for me. Well, okay, Billy and Abby. Okay, hey, Martha and Gail, welcome. So we have always opened up our home because I just feel like the Lord's just blessed us with an amazing home. And so we've taken in some, um, uh, okay. Anyway, let me finish this story and I'll get to Renee's comment. Anyway, we've just taken in some young men over the days. And our and my mother calls them refugees, but they're not refugees by any stretch of the imagination. Sorry. Okay, I just got to turn my paper. Anyway, so Billy came to live with us, and oh my gosh, he's just such a fine young man. But he's now married, and they're expecting. So we're just going to co-opt that baby as our first grand. So all right. So Renee says, "Hey, Lillian." And Anne, oh my gosh, you were amazing last night. And so we're definitely going to talk more about the gratitude garland. So Anne was on last night at the Visual Faith Ministries, and she did a gratitude garland. And so we talked about gratitude garland last year. I don't know where to put this. There we go. And so I'm going to show you my gratitude garland, and we'll just put a link to her Facebook last night. It was great. So if you haven't done a gratitude garland, it's an amazing little project. So, and I left mine up all year in my art room, or the upstairs art room. This is the downstairs art room. So, all right. So that's watercolor. Any questions? I just want to leave it. Don't leave your tape too long. Renee had a comment. Okay. So you can heat set it. So you can get a blow dryer, or they actually have heat guns. And yeah. So to make that dry faster. That's absolutely something that you could do. And so it would also help loosen the tape. Great. So I've never used the heat gun. I've just always let it be. Okay. So this is what you're looking at is the paper I put down when I do jelly plates. So, all right, for jelly plates. So this is a jelly plate. All right, I'm just going to do one, and I think it's 8 by 10. So there's a jelly plate. They come in all kinds of different sizes. So there's a jelly plate. The other thing that's really helpful to have is baby wipes, because you want to get the paint off your brayer and your jelly plate just as soon as possible. Okay. You can use anything. So, all right, here's my box of just, well, first of all, I have a ton of stencils, right? I'm not going to use a stencil today because they're kind of a pain to clean up, right? But I have leaves. I have this spiral. Oh my gosh, the spiral makes such a fun little thing. I have, this is a fun little thing, just to make little, it's just really a toilet paper roll. That's all this is. And, so you're just going to take it and make, this is bubble wrap. So a sponge. So this is my box, my growing box of fun things to do with jelly plates. But we're going to keep it really simple. And there are tons and tons of videos on jelly plates today. So, so I'm not going to belabor the point. You can just Google jelly plates. So, all right. So I'm going to use these 3 things for texture. And I went ahead and I'm going to do 2 jelly plates, right? So I cut a piece of paper in half, and I went ahead and did that so I could automatically just put it on the paper and I wouldn't have any white edges, right? And then when it's dry, you can turn it over and do it again. Okay. So there's that. So what I start with is I'm going to I choose 3 colors. You could do 2, you could do 1, it's totally fine, but I'm going to use this glitter paint because I couldn't help myself. And I know these, you might thinking okay, these don't go together at all, but this is what I'm going to go with, and we're going to see what we get. Okay. And so this one's going to definitely by far be the bully. So I'm not going to use much of that at all. And I'm going to use, and then that would just be the color that's going to take over. And so I don't want to use a ton of it. So I'm just going to do dots, and you could do lines across. I mean, really just Google jelly plate printing. And then the other thing, and then I'm going to do more blue. I don't know, I'm feeling very, I'm not down blue. I just think this is just a great color, right? So I'm going to use a little more dots of blue. All right, and then I'm going to just use this. Okay, I didn't, oh, it's not even a squirt kind. Oh, this could be, okay, maybe this is not a good idea. So, all right, sorry. Okay, so you know what? This is probably a bad idea, so I'm not going to use it. So, but you know what I am going to use? I have a metallic royal gold. Metallic royal gold. So let's just see what this does. So, and the thing I find about, so the other thing about is, see how these are not runny? So the less, okay, you don't want them really thick, but the less runny, the better. If they have, I don't know what kind of consistency is better. So probably making this so we're going to be more gold than anything, but that's okay. All right, so there's jelly plates. All right, so we're going to go with that. All right, so now I have a brayer. I have this brayer, right? And I'm just going to just, on my jelly plate, go down like this, and then across like this. All right, and again, so actually, I think this could use a little more color. Like this kind of disappeared. So, all right. And again, if it's like, oh gosh, that was just like the ugliest color ever, you know, you can just, well, that didn't really help. All right, we're just going to go with this. We're just going to go with what we got. So I'm just going to try and get that there. Okay, so here's, all I did was take a piece of paper and accordion, fold it. That's all I did. And then I can just start putting patterns in like that. All right, so that's one way to create some texture, right? And then I'm going to just take this one and put a couple of those in. Oh, we want those like that, okay? And then the spiral, right? I just take it and I kind of just do this, kind of give it an S thing, like that. All right, okay. I'm not really in love with that whole color thing. I was hoping it would be a little more purple. Maybe we'll try that the next one. And so then I am just going to put my paper down, right? And then I'm gonna, and you have to be careful to not get paint on your hands. I'll show you an example of like, oh, I had white and I wanted the other side to be white and I wanted this kind to be colored, and it was really messy and I got color on the other side. And then, so now I have that sheet. So that could be a base and I could jelly plate it again. Okay, I'm not really loving that color at all. It looks very, okay, well, it's green. Anyway, I'm not loving that, but it's not awful. All right. So then we take our baby wipes and we just wipe off our jelly plate. And I'm going to try a little bit different color. Okay. All right. So it's really important you get the paint off quickly. See, I'm getting it off my brayer. All right, like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to take and get the excess. All right, so I'm going to do this really quick again. And let's see if we can come up with a better. So I'm going to try gold. All right. And I'm going to try this red violet. All right. And maybe not the blue. And maybe, did I not just have, where did all my colors go? All right. All right, I may regret this, but I'm just going to grab this color. It looks gorgeous. Well, let's see what we put it all together. So, see, if I make mistakes, it's okay. See, so you won't make mistakes. That's Tuscan teal. All right. So, well, I still didn't get a lot of that. All right. Really, I am. All right. Well, I'm just not going to get a lot of that color in. But this is more blue, so we're going to go with that. So, pretty much going to do the same thing. I'm going to just put that there. And, you know, you could get a stencil out and put a stencil down. And then maybe I'm just going to create that in the middle this time. And then maybe these are on the side. So, you know, I think jelly plates just take a little bit to get the hang of, you know, and so I'm going to take that. I'm still not in love with those colors. So, all right. Okay, I love the colors I started with. See, my hands are dirty, so I got a little dirty there. So probably I'm going to end up having to, well, I would probably jelly plate the other sides of the paper anyway. So that's better. That's more fun, I think. You just get a little pink there. So, all right, so let me get this cleaned up. And those are jelly plates. And then the last thing I want to show you is just a paint scrape. So, all right, so that's all clean. Get rid of that. And clean up my brayer because that's so important. Because you try and do it later, it's going to be all dry and ugly, and you don't want, you want your brayer to be flat. It's really important. So you don't want bumps on your brayer, I guess. Anyway, all right, and so I'm going to take this sheet here, and I have a piece of glass that I use, and on this one, I'm just going to use a credit card. And drop my mouse. So, anyway, so you can see it's an old expired credit card or gift card, so something hard. And I'm just going to keep trying these colors just to see. So, I'm going to put over here a little dab of blue. And one color is going to tend to be, there it is, more dominant than the other. All right, and then I'm going to put the gold. So let's just see what that happens. And this is probably not going to be enough for a whole sheet, okay, which is fine. So I'm going to take my credit card, right, like this, and I'm just going to put paint on the edge of that. So I'm going to just get that, and I'm going to come down, and I'm just going to start scraping different directions. That's okay. I'm loving that. All right. And like I said, I didn't put enough paint on there. Oh, well, we're getting some. Maybe you want to get your credit card cleaned up before you didn't clean it last time. So, all right. All right. So, anyway, won't belabor the point because I want to get to other things. All right, 28. We're doing good. 28 minutes. And all right. So I put 3 more dots down. So I'm just kind of glop up my credit card, and then I'm just going to start scraping. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Right? And so obviously the blue's getting a little dominant here, so I need to continue to scrape, and I probably need to put some more paint on my thing. Finish my page, but I don't want to belabor the point here. But anyway, is that so easy? Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, I love that. That's going to be like a really fun page. So the another idea I had was I have a very dear person who's very dear in my life whose birthday is coming up, and I thought about taking her name is got 6 letters. I'm not gonna say her name in case she's watching. So so I just thought, let me get my mouse to see if I got. I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing any comments. Um, oh my goodness, I'm missing a ton of comments. So all right, so Lillian, sorry, wait. Um, Yes, Renee, these plates are pricey. That plate that I just used was probably like 25 bucks. And so I took a class on it and I like these little books. So, but if it's going to be one of those things you're only going to use once, then don't waste the money. Just this paint, like, isn't that gorgeous? Just paint scrape. I think paint scrape's a great way to do it. And Anne showed a way last night. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. Um, she showed, like, I will post her video, but like, she so basically she ran it all through and then she just made crosses, right? um so there's a ton of things you can do with just a gift card or credit card or a heavy piece of plastic and paint. I mean, look at that. So you don't really need a jelly plate. I think that is just as gorgeous. So anyway, oh my gosh, can't wait to do with that. Okay, so back to what I was thinking. So wouldn't it be so fun? Would you just love getting a book like this in the mail that's all about your name? And so um, start with M, Marsha Marvelous, A for awesome, R for I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Anyway, so that would just be a really fun way to just bless somebody. Because actually, I have another friend that's um, older and she's just not getting out at all because she's got some health issues. And I thought, well, that might bless her. And these books are so simple to put the thing in. And then, and then while you're watching TV or a couch time, you can just sit and doodle. So, all right. Okay. And Renee is right. And so this could just be a background. And let me just show you another book I'm working on. So, like, there's my hope. So what I did is I did this background, this like giraffe background, and then I did some stamps. And then I cut out letters that said hope, put them down backwards, and then just did a pink and did it over. And now I've got hope. And so I thought this is such a great opportunity that I might, I just write a verse here, but I'm kind of working on this book of, I just got a ton of irons in the project, fire. But then I thought I could just do a verse on hope and a verse on love and just all kinds of different things. So, all right. So yes, and you could jelly plate 3 or 4 different layers. I mean, and if it's awful, you can throw it away. And if it's really awful, sometimes just putting another coat of paint on top of it, I'll take care of it. So, all right. So let's now get to binding. All right, so let's get to binding. So I'm gonna just put this aside. All right, let me look at the comments to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, see if, okay. Kathy and Ann, all right. To make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, Patty's right. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Oh, and Ann says add purple. That would have been great. So, all right. Yeah. All right. Yes. And you just need to practice. If you're not happy with it. All right. Yes. Cynthia. Yes. This will be on the Facebook page and you just need to go to media and then click on videos and we'll be there. This whole video will be there. So, all right. So let's get to binding. Okay. So I had some other pages done and I left this one blank on purpose so I could do the dots and you can kind of see a little easier. But this is just like just some other jelly plates that I did. And I don't know if you can see, I don't think you can see, but this one's got a little sparkly paint in it. So it's very sparkly. And it really, the camera's not really picking that up. Yeah. And yeah, see my hands, they're just, yeah, you're going to get your hands dirty. So anyway, well, these are my sheets. So anyway, it's just some jelly plates I did. I just not really thrilled with that one, but it'll be fine by the time I get done with it. So these are just So basically I did a jelly plate and then I took a leaf and did another color over it. I did this pattern, put a leaf down, then this other color over it. You can see the word grace there. Anyway, so this is going to be a fun book. I'm not really sure what this book's going to be, but it's going to be fun. So, but I'm going to put this blank page in the middle purely so you can see how, so, all right. Gosh, you guys got comments. Thank you so much for your comments. Check your camera focus. All right, and we'll do that. All right. All right, just want to make sure I'm not missing comments. Okay, yes. All right. So you could do two things. All right, well, let me show you what not to get. So I bought this awl for bookbinding, but this awl, so basically it's got a really sharp point, and the thing is you just put, but this is way too big, and it's going to create huge holes, and your book is not going to be snug. So this is not a good choice. And then just today I was digging around. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize I got these. So these are, hold on, I'll post this. ComArt, and they are clay sculpting pro needle detail tool. So this I think is going to be small enough to use. Although I think a darning needle. Oh, come on. Easy for me to do. Okay. I need to use a ruler, but I think a darning needle works just fine. And if you don't have any heavy thread, I think what is this? I just went blank. Dental floss. I think dental floss would work just fine. But I went ahead and got some waxed linen thread, which is really heavy thread. So, or if you have any cord, that works too. I think embroidery thread would work just fine, but just use the 6 strands. So you need a needle, hard to see, with a little bit bigger head so you can get some big thick thread through that. So, all right. And then the other thing that I have is called a bone, and it's for, so I know I'm getting ahead of myself. So if you haven't cut your pages in half, cut your pages in half, right? So we're just going to take our big sheet. Where'd it go? There he goes. All right. So here's this. So this is actually dry now. And this was a jelly plate I wasn't in love with. Anyway, but we'll just see what we get. So we're just going to cut our sheet and cut it in half, right? And then when we get there, we're going to fold them in half this way. It doesn't really matter which way. I'm going to fold mine in half this way. All right, so you can see the pretty side. Just going to fold it in half. All right, and this is where the bone comes in. So, all right, so you're just going to, so you get a nice fold, right? I'm going to do that again. And then you're going to put your book together so the pages work, right? So, and this is too many pages. You really want to keep it to 6 sheets of paper, right? So I'm probably not going to use all of these. All right. So, but does that work together? Maybe, maybe not. That's not bad. That maybe works okay. And actually, I'm going to take this page out because I was going to use it as a card and then I didn't get done. So it's actually smaller. That's maybe okay. Not sure I'm loving that. So anyway, I'm just going to rearrange this so I actually like the pages. So, so maybe that works better than that. And they can go upside down. Like, I think those work better. I'm still not in love with that. But maybe that's not horrible. And maybe those, you know, do the colors pick a, you know, work okay. You know, I think Vivian's, her colors, she was all kind of muted. So they all kind of work. So this was not as well planned as my actual workbook. So, all right, so let's bind. So what I did is I took my ruler, and these are 6 and 6-inch pages. So if you use cardstock, then you're dealing with 5.5. So find the middle. So for me, 3 inches is really easy. Come down 3 inches, and I'm going to make a big circle there. So there's my dot. And then I'm going to come up 1.5 inches from that and make another circle, and down and make another circle. All right. So you can take your darning needle. I'm going to try this fellow right here, this All Pro needle. And you're just going to punch a hole. I'm pushing a lot of pressure on here. And you can kind of see I came through and I put a hole there. All right. I'm going to try the darning needle. So the darning needle probably, it's harder to press down on. So you might need to pull up your pages. Right. And so like that. And make sure that your hole's on the fold, really important. And now I got 2 holes. All right. Questions? All right. Yes, and you can definitely, I am not a big terror. I don't know why. I don't really like, but I think it's a great thing. I think maybe I just don't think about tearing all that much. But look how easy that was. So, all right. So now we got 3 holes. So we're going to take our darning needle, and I'm going to do about 3 times the length of the book. 1, maybe 4. So I don't know how long this is. So, and so this is wax linen thread. So really quick. So measure, I should have this measured. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's about 24 inches. And it may have extra. I just don't know. So I'm going to thread my needle, which is not, this is, with these old eyes, not the easiest thing to do in the world. All right, so I got that down, and so I threaded my needle, okay? And I'm not going to tie a knot. So I am going to come in from the back in the middle hole. And, you know, if everything doesn't get lined up, you may have to thread your pages, right? Thread my pages. Finding the hole. Easier said than done. Where's that hole? Oh, there it is. Can you see? All right. Right. Finding my hole, threading my hole, and then thread. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to pull this up and pull it through. All right. And I'm going to leave enough to tie, like maybe that much, maybe 6 or 8 inches here. I'm going to leave it to tie. And then I'm just going to go up. Now you can stop here and just go back down and just do these 3 sections, but I find the book is a little more sturdy if I can go around. And you got to make sure your thread is nice and tight. So I'm going to go up and around and back in that hole, okay? And you got to make sure that your thread is nice and taut, right? And right, so got it. So I'm going to pull on it, make sure it's nice and taut. That way your book is not going to be loose. It'll drive you crazy, I promise, if your book is loose. So, all right, so now I'm going to go back in the middle hole, right? And see, I can see I got some, oh, that's from the back. So I'm going to make sure that I have very little play in my thread. So, all right. Yes, you can use wire, ribbon, whatever. Just want to, if you use regular thread, it's not going to be strong enough, right? So now I'm going to go in this side, all right? And then I'm going to come back around, right? Making sure it's really taut and tight. I'm going to go back in this hole and well, I should, I did something wrong because I should have ended up coming out of the same hole. So, but I didn't. So we're just going to double back a little bit. So, but to get the idea, right, so I'm going to come down and I'm going to come through this hole again. Pick a hole, doesn't matter. So I can end up on the back. I know it's hard to see. This purple thread is kind of hard to see on this background. And I'm going to unthread it, and then I'm just going to tie a knot, right? So all right. So now it'd be nice to have somebody's finger right there, right? So you can, actually I'm going to tie another knot and then a bow. So tie another knot, try and keep that as tight as possible. And then I'm going to try just a little bow. All right, it's a little bit bigger than I want. This one a little bow. And then pull on that really tight. And you know what? I'm probably going to take a little dab of glue and just glue that knot. And then I'm going to just cut off the excess. And now I got my book. All right. Questions? Yes. Oh, yes. You can absolutely put beads on the end of this. You can totally bling it up. So I think Elizabeth Chu is doing some bookmarks that have beads on them. They're just gorgeous. So let's see. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Any questions? So that's how we make our book. It's just that simple. All right. So here's another thing I wanted to deal with, and I don't know that you can see it that easily. Actually, you can see it much better in this book. See how the pages are not, you can see that was kind of driving me crazy. So that kind of irritated me. So I cut all these pages to be equal. So these pages don't. And so all I did was just, I guess I'm going to do it on this page. So if you want your pages to be equal, you're just going to take and draw. It's a little tedious, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. So I just drew a line on the next page down, and then I'm just going to cut. Just going to cut that off. And then that way this book will be even, you know, and you may not care. I mean, and who says they all have to be even, but, you know, I tend to be a little, have to be precise like that. And then you're just going to keep cutting your pages. Keep cutting your pages like this. All right, like that, and so on and so forth. And then that way you're going to get a nice, even book. All right, so I just want to show you some techniques that I did. This is my first jelly plate book, and it was more about trying to figure out how to do jelly plates more than I was trying to make pretty art, okay? And I just use leaves. So, and actually you can see I use wire here. So, which is okay, but it, you know, it does have a sharp end and it's going to get caught on stuff. So, this one I just put a leaf down and on the jelly plate, and then I just took the leaf and put it on the paper. So this I did, and again, these are not meant to be beautiful. It's just, I was just trying to experiment to just see what works. So, all right, just to make sure I'm not missing any comments. All right. So this one I just did, this was a spiral. That was that spiral that I used, and then I just used a leaf print. And then I had another leaf print, and I thought, I just looked up some facts about bamboo to write that in. I thought, so maybe look up some facts about Thanksgiving, about the first Thanksgiving. So did you know bamboo could grow 3 feet in a day? Who knew? This one, I cut out a stencil and put it down, and then just use paint scrapes to scrape it in. And then I found Proverbs 11:28. He who trusts in the riches will fail, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. This one I got my embroidery thread out and punched holes and drew a leaf. And then I decided to try and do a little weaving, okay, which is pretty ugly. But again, it was just about what can I do in this book. And then I found these cute little envelopes, and tags might be a great thing to do if you want to put a tag on this book. And so then I just put a leaf quote, learn character from a tree, values from its roots, and change from its leaves. So that was just, just experimenting. And I put washi tape on the side of this. So this is just pure, so I did this print with the jelly print, and then I put the leaves down and then did a darker color. I Mod Podged in a leaf and did the leaf parts. This is a tea bag. They're kind of very transparent. So, and then did more stamps and did a leaf quote. And then I did a leaf on this. This was a little busy page. I'm not in love with this page. And then I just doodled around it. This one I drew, and then I drew a grid. I drew a leaf, drew a grid, and then every time I found a line, I had to do a different pattern. So this is a tea bag again. So just all this is just after I got done making tea, I took the tea bags, took the tea out of it, washed the tea bag, and just let the fabric dry, and then just Mod Podged it in my book. And it's really transparent. It's a great little technique. I used a page in a dictionary here. This is the actual page of this one. That's the other side of this one. I just did a little bit different. Sorry. There. I just did my gold. So I have a gold Sharpie pen. This one I took the actual page, the leaf page out of the dictionary, drew a page, and then just that's colored pencil, and that's colored pencil. This is metallic pen. There's actually a spiral ginger, looks like this, so it's like, oh, is that a gorgeous plant? And I just used what I had, right? And I went back through and I had a green stamp pad, so I just did a little green stamp there. Decided to put the other leaf. This is the leaf that I used on that page. That's that leaf. And I really liked the way the paint was on it, so I thought that looked really nice on that page. And then I just used a different stamp on that page. So this was more about just trying to figure out how to fill up pages with different techniques. So, all right, now for the big reveal. So, just want to make sure. All right, so I want to make sure. All right, so this is my book so far. All right, and it's just a way to have ideas. So I decided I love wreaths. I love the whole wreath concept. So I thought I would just do various little leaves and such. And I will give thanks to you, Lord, with all my heart. I will tell of your wondrous deeds. And I just thought I love that. I love Psalms. I'm going to do something with Psalms. I feel like I'm going to start illustrating Psalms. Not really sure what I'm going to do with that. So I just thought I would start with that. And then I thought I would do a calendar, but I thought I would illustrate each day. And so I decided it doesn't have to be perfect, and it was just going to be really fun. So the boys came over, we had hamburgers, and then we decided to vote early. So we went to the voting thing, and then I took my parents to vote, and that was just an all-day ordeal. And then yesterday, I took my sister. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that okay? There we go. I took my sister out for lunch. Her actual birthday, and the reason that she's got the little hat is her birthday is actually on Halloween. And she loves having her birthday on Halloween. So she wears this hat. She always goes on a bike ride, and she gives out candy. She is just a hoot. And so anyway, so we went out to a vegan restaurant yesterday. It was just lovely, really yummy food. So today I'll do a Facebook Live, and I might do another bike ride with my son. So I just thought, I'm just going to just draw little boxes that make sense because, maybe someday I'm going to have a long box. So, and I don't want to pre-draw in my boxes because I don't know what's going to happen. So, but you could do a whole book like this. So every page could be a day. That could be a choice. If you did like 6 sheets, that's 30 sheets. That's, I don't know. Am I losing my math? So 4 is 28. No, 4 is 24. So 5 would be 28 pages. So anyway, you could just figure out how to do 1 or 2 days per page. That could be a choice. This was a jelly print page, and I thought it would be so fun to kind of doodle a turkey. a Zentangle turkey. So this is just where I got so far. So because I really want to take the whole month to do this. And then I thought maybe I'd do my Thanksgiving menu here, or I might do it at the end of the book. I'm not really sure. But then I just started my acrostic. Can't say that word. So, um, so there's my tea, and I just decided to do little flowers inside, and then I decided I'm thankful that I'm a teacher, that I can teach you, and that the Lord has given me a job to be a teacher. So I teach at college, on the college level as well, and so I thought I would just be thankful for that. And obviously my book's not finished. And oh, these are called drop caps. All right, so let me start there, and let me run over and talk about what a drop cap is. So a drop cap, actually, since I don't have, so let's just do this. So let's just say, you know, all your stuff is here. A drop cap means that it drops below the first line of text. That's all a drop cap means. So when your first letter is bigger, so that's really what a drop cap is. So the queen of drop caps is called, her name is Jessica Hitch. And let me jump over to the screen. Okay, so Daily Drop Caps is her website. And so this is just how she got on the map. And she's like one of the best topographers that I know. She's just amazing. And so she did like 12, so however many, 12 times 26, how many days that is, she did daily drop caps. And so she did fancy letters every day for like 2 or 3 years. And that just really put her on the map. And she's so creative, and nothing looks, and so if you click on this, see everything, here's all her drop caps. So here's all 12 of her alphabets all together. So there is some amazing inspiration if you wanted to look at daily drop caps. Or you could just type in drop caps plus T or drop caps plus H, and it will give you, Google will give you lots of ideas. But Jessica Hitch, so if you just go to dailydropcap.com, and there are tons and tons of ideas right there to help you if you wanted to do the acrostic. Easy for me to say. All right, back to me. So here's my T, and here's my H for house. So I used the Sharpie metallic pen there. So, all right. Oh, thanks for that. You love my apple. So there's my house. I know that we have enough. So used to be, my house was the saddest house on the street. There was nothing in our front yard ever. Oh, thank you, Renee, for putting that link in there. So there was nothing in our yard because I was working and I had kids, and it was crazy. And then when my sons started figuring out how to pay for college, they started a retaining wall business and doing landscaping. And so my son said, "Oh, our house, we need to look like we own a landscape company, and my don't we?" So I have this big, huge fountain, and I have this very curvy little front path with tulips coming up, and that's supposed to be a swing. So if you come to my house, okay, unless it's the middle of January, we're going to sit and we're going to swing on my swing. I have a tree swing, and that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day of why I have a tree swing in my front yard. So anyway, so there's my house, and I love my house, and I love opening up my house, and I love hospitality, and I just want to bless people when you come to my house. So if you come to St. Louis, give me a call. So then I just thought I'd do something. I am A for abundantly blessed. So there's that. And there's my drop cap for N, and I can't remember what word N. I don't think I've decided. So this was a paint scrape page. And so this is what it looks like when you're not careful, because I thought this page should be all white, but it's not. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this page. So, on the 18th, I'm going to show you this page again, just to show you how much progress I've made. There's K, and this is called negative space. So this is the other side of that paint scrape page. And so what I did is in pencil, I drew a K, and then I just started doodling around the edges. All right, so there's really no line to show, but you can know because there's nothing in those spaces that it's a K, and it's called negative space. So we are using the negative space, which is meaning the space in the background, to emphasize the thing that we really want to see. So I love this page. So this is a watercolor page, and I forget what I'm going to do for K. F is for family. So I tend to illustrate my family as snowmen. So when I get done, so more than likely I'm probably going to do that on another sheet and Mod Podge it in. So stay tuned for that. Everybody's got their own little hats and stuff. And and it's time for me to update it because my son is married and I have never done a snowman of Erica. So Erica is going to get a snowman. So, and there's my U. So, and I can't remember, what I was going to do for U. And L, I thought I would do love because I am so loved. And that gives me a spread in the back. And then I thought maybe on the last page where I don't have anything, and there's nothing to say that I can't do it here, is do a page of icons. And so that was a page that's actually in your book. And here's Thanksgiving icons. And so I think on the 18th, because, oh my gosh, we're in an hour and 54 minutes. Oh, look at that. I am so excited because I didn't really want to take up much more than an hour of your time. But I think on the 18th, stay tuned because we're going to draw icons. So if you have, I'm probably just going to do it in the back of the book here. I should probably do it on a sketch note page, but I'm eventually going to do it on this page right here in the back of the book. And stay tuned on the 18th because it's my birthday. So we had a tradition, my husband had a tradition at work where if it was your birthday, you had to bring the donuts. So I'm not bringing donuts, but I am bringing some prizes. So I'm going to figure out how to do a giveaway. And I've got some fun things. So if you stay tuned, on coming the 18th. And I'm going to figure out, so if you're live and if you watch later, how to make it fair for everybody so we can have some fun giveaways for everybody. So it's my birthday, so I'm going to be generous. And anyway, it was going to be fun because you guys have been such an amazing group and you blessed me so much. So I thought it'd just be a great day to bless you guys. So stay tuned and just be here on 10 o'clock on the 18th, and we're going to have more fun. So we're going to doodle for sure. We're going to do the icons. And so any questions before I leave? All right. So Kathy, yes. So I'd love to know, is that maybe your daughter, you guys could draw together. So JC, thank you so much for your comments. So, all right, not going to belabor the point because I'm at 2 minutes over. But anyway, so come to the 18th and be here at 10 o'clock Central Time. And we're going to have more fun. And I'm going to show you my book. And we're going to do Thanksgiving icons. So that probably won't take an hour. Maybe 30 minutes is be my goal to get that done. And then we'll do some giveaways. So, all right. Thanks so much. Love you guys. And again, thank you all for, if you weren't here live and able to watch the replay, so appreciative that you guys, just all the support that you guys give me and that I am able to provide you with more tools on being visual in your faith. So, anyway, I'm going to be working on that new course that next week. That's my next job, is to get that new course going. So, and we're going to all go through that together. It's going to be a free course. And we are really going to be focusing on our sketchnoting skills. So, all right, love you guys. And I will see you on the 18th, if not before. And stay tuned, and I'll be posting from various things from, just stay tuned. Just check back regularly. So thanks so much. Love you guys.